Hi, Mickey Davis here on a blustery day in Westchester County. And I wanted to share today a story that's been on my mind kind of a lot lately about one of the more mortifying but also really deeply healing experiences of my life. When I was an actress in New York City, I took a class in clown. And it's not clown like balloon animals and big shoes, it's clown as an art form. Clown as a way to express our innocence and our fear and our foibles, and to really be seen, sort of warts and all, and to allow that to inform performance and how we connect with an audience. So I show up for this class with a brilliant teacher named Sue Morrison, and one of the exercises that she has us do is put on the nose and a big floppy hat and just stand in front of our classmates and make eye contact with every single one of them. Sounds very simple, but it isn't. The nose is the smallest mask, and it's a mask that sort of makes all of our other masks fall away. It makes all of the armor really evident. All of the bag of tricks that we usually use to keep ourselves safe or to be on, or the ways that we usually behave when we're around other people don't really work once you put on the nose. The nose makes you have to be a truth teller. So, in my opinion, it makes the fear of clowns make a lot more sense. The fool in Shakespeare is the truth teller. He's the only one who can tell the king what's up without fear of death. So it requires a real degree of commitment and courage to stand up there with the nose and the hat and to be ridiculous, but also to really be seen. But I had taken some classes in Buddhism, and I had taken other acting classes, and I thought, well, yeah, this is not a big deal, I can do this. And I'm sure you already know where this story is going. I was also going through a period of some hardship and heartache, and I was angry without really knowing that I was that angry. And so when it was my turn to stand in front of everyone, I put on the little rubber nose that was strapped behind my head and put on a big goofy purple hat. And I stood there ready to go. And I saw my classmates cringe and back away. And it bothered me, because that's not what I was going for. I wanted them to like me. But what they were seeing was all of my anger and all of my armor. And Sue, in her wicked brilliance, made me stand there and made me look people in the eye for a really long time. And she would say things like, "So who are you so mad at? Somebody break your heart? Yeah, is that what happened?" But it was a rule that I couldn't speak and I couldn't move. I had to stand there in my ridiculousness and in my armor and just look at people and let them look at me. And so before long, the armor started to fall away, and I started to cry. And I started to cry harder. And I still couldn't move. I had to stay there. But something really interesting happened. The audience started to lean in instead of back away. They started to see who I was without the armor. And they identified, I think, with the heartache that I was feeling, and the frustration and the need. They knew what that felt like, and so they started to have compassion for me, and I could feel it. It was palpable. I also realized that I had put the nose on upside down, and so the nostril holes were on the top, and so in addition to this absolute emotional nakedness and vulnerability, I also had a little cup of snot suctioned to the middle of my face, and I wasn't allowed to do anything about it. So this taught me a lot, other than putting the nose on the right way. It taught me that it's in those moments of tremendous vulnerability, in those moments when we can let our guard down, that we have what we want the most, which is to be seen, to really be seen and understood and held with compassion. We don't let ourselves have that. I don't, anyway. Not very often. Because I think that the bag of tricks and the armor and the way I show up is the thing that's going to connect me with people. But it doesn't, not really. What we all really want from each other is the leaning in, is the genuine, warts and all, connection. So Sue finally let me go, and I took off the hat and I washed out the nose for the next poor soul that had to wear it. And I sat down in my seat, really humble and healed, because I didn't need to carry that armor around anymore. And really ready to look at the next person who came on stage in their vulnerability. I had a whole new level of understanding for what that experience is, and I wanted it to be good for them. So, I would love to be a witness to you and hold you in that safe space where you can let your guard down. So if there is a place in your life where you're feeling the need for that, to not need to use the bag of tricks, I hope you'll call. It's really my honor to lean in for you. Thank you. Be well.